Will you three stand up and come here, please? Yes, the three of
you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute honor for me to swear in Satana Deberry. I've seen the very best district attorneys Durham County has to offer. Unfortunately, I've also seen the very worst. I believe that the Honorable Satana Deberry has the opportunity to not only be the very best district attorney to ever serve in Durham County, but to also be one of the best progressive district attorneys in the United States of America. Satana, if you will partake the oath of office. Do you solemnly swear that you will well and truly serve the state of North Carolina in the office of District Attorney, and that you will, in the execution of your office, endeavor to have the criminal laws fairly and impartially administered, so as far in you lies, according to the best of your knowledge and ability, so help you God, and do you so swear?
I do.
Well, congratulations.
For generations, the role of the prosecutor in the United States has been punitive. It has been to be tough on crime, to talk about people as criminals, and to provide as many bodies to the prison industrial complex as possible. Historically, in communities, the district attorney is very powerful. That person makes all the decisions on what cases go forward. And depending on the outlook of the district attorney, that generally means poor people. And in the United States, poor people are disproportionately Black and brown people. It is the hardest job I've ever had. It's also the best job I've ever had. Hey, you coming?
Yes, ma'am.
I have a different experience of this country, a different experience of people, especially Black people, and a different way that I want them to hear me, even though I'm still sitting in this space where usually a white man sits and passes judgment on us. Part of being a progressive prosecutor is the rumors and the gossip, that you're just letting criminals run free in the streets and that every case is dismissed. Solutions are hard in prosecution, and I'm the person that people expect the answers from. What we wanted the town hall to be was the opportunity for us to be in the community talking about our work to people who might not hear from us every day. Thank y'all for coming. We're gonna talk at you some, and then we're gonna be more interactive. You know, the criminal justice system that we have, we've been doing this for 400 years in this country. And people will tell you it's broken. I'll tell you it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do, which is to criminalize the most vulnerable people in this country. Most of the people that we come in contact with are charged with low-level crimes. I'm not talking about homicides. I'm not talking about sexual assaults right now. I'm talking about those people who live in spaces both physically and metaphysically in which they're traumatized and they see violence as the only way to live the life that they live. And so I think in Durham, we're really trying to have those conversations. They are tough. They often collide with our need for safety and our need for punishment, but we're wrestling with those things. And I think that, you know, we like to say we're progressive around those things. I think we're also realist about those things. You know, we have a lot more charges for possession of guns than we have for the use of guns. And so in the possession of guns, we're always trying to identify the people most likely to use guns or guns that are recovered in situations that may lead to violence. And that's our number one focus always, is violent and serious offenses with guns. Thank y'all, and we're gonna move now to the question and answer session.
First of all, I'd like to thank you, DA Deberry, for this opportunity. I believe as being a person that has raised 3 young men here in the city of Durham, I have a responsibility, and I think all of us have a responsibility to understand that when murder cases come to the DA office, that in some way the community of Durham has failed. We failed 2 people. We failed the one that was murdered or shot, and we failed the shooter. Because nobody in the 5th grade says, I want to murder somebody when I get old. You know, when your son comes home crying, saying his friend was murdered, as a father, you want to do something. But what can we do?
I agree with you. I don't know what the answer is, but I know that you know better than I know, right? The people who live in the community know better than we know in our office about what to do. You know, in Oakland, they've decreased their homicide rate by half. And that is from community organizations and community people getting together and understanding what solutions work and advocating for resources. Let's go to the city council. Let's go to the county commissioners. Let's go to our state legislators, our federal legislators, and get some resources to do that together. Your safety is important. Like, I live here, y'all. I have kids in Durham Public School. I go to the grocery store. We are trying to create the community that we want to live in, that is safe. And we're doing everything we can to do that.
Good evening. My name is Marion Bailey. I spend quite a bit of time with lots of families who've been harmed by serious, very serious murder, 1st degree. We see people slapped on the wrist, they are released, and on some occasion, those people have murdered again. You go into a system and there seems to be absolutely no respect for these families. We don't understand the justice system. When you speak to us, it may make perfect sense to you. So I just wonder, what is the plan to change this and to try to get these people off the street? I hear people saying they're concerned about how much time people spend in jail. I had a grandson murdered. Do you think I cared how much time the person who murdered him spent in jail? In all honesty, no. Because when I pick up a gun, leave my house, drive through stoplights, lay in the bushes, and I murder, I gave up all my rights.
Ms. Bailey, I appreciate you and what you do. So I have never said this publicly, right? So my mother's baby sister was murdered. So I grew up in a family in which murder touched my life every day. My mother on her deathbed asked for her little sister, right? And she was murdered in 1977. So I know the deep impact and the deep pain that families feel around this. I know it personally, right? And especially as Black people, we know this, right? We all, as Black people, have had some interaction with the violence of the criminal justice system and people involved in it. But it is really, for us, especially in the most horrible cases, it is important that defendants' rights are maintained. And I know people feel like it takes too long and I'm not getting the answers, and I get that. And so what we're gonna try to start doing moving forward, I hadn't even talked to my team about this, is that we're gonna start holding sessions for the families. And what we're gonna do is I will be there, right? And we're gonna answer, I will spend as much time with you as you need me to spend with you. I will answer all the questions that you have that I can. I will explain all of the legalese. I will do what you need me to do so that you understand what's happening in that administrative session of court. We've only been in office a year. I can't change what's happened before that, right? But I can change what we do going forward. And that's my promise to you right here in public in front of everybody. And on that note, I thank you all for coming tonight. I am not going to change 400 years in 4. And can't dismantle the master's house with the master's tools. And all I have are the master's tools. So we're working in our office to expand our toolbox. I hope that whoever comes after me moves beyond what I've done. That we create here in Durham such an understanding of the justice system and such a hunger for change that people won't ever let it go back.